So in this video, I'm going to be working on a client login section. We already have a login section for the customers, you know, but we're going to make one for the site owner, the administrator, you know. And the key vibe with this, let me tell you folks, that if anyone is going to try and hack your website, then the first thing they're going to do is they're going to go to your domain /wp-admin. It's the default, or wp-login even, the default logins for WordPress. But when that doesn't work, they're going to go to /admin, then they're going to go to /login, /control panel, /cpanel, and stuff like that, okay? It's the obvious way for somebody, for some shyster to break into your website, you know? So the vibe with doing an admin login is that we're going to be using the same code and all of that stuff, but we're going to be using a vibe called security through obscurity. Let's go into the modules folder and create a brand new module. And I want you to give this one a strange name, a name that only you will be able to remember and all that, something that's meaningful to you. So I'm going to go with DVILSF. It stands for Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father, okay? But you come up with something different, do you hear me? You need to come up with something that's kind of meaningful to you. And we're going to have, I'll just set this up actually. So DVILSF, that's the vibe. And we'll just set this up here, okay? Join in with the fun. Is Luke Skywalker, okay, good. And we have it all racked up. Now the vibe is, this is going to have a login page that's remarkably similar to the stuff that's on your account /login. Do you remember this stuff here? So let's copy that across, and there we go. So if we now go to your website /Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's, I had a test run earlier and it was rubbish. If we go to Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father, why is it not working? Come on, Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker, that's right. Oh, sorry. We don't want to call it login. We want to use index. Yes, indeed. Index is where the action is. And here we go. It's fantasticola. Now, I am going to simplify the vibe. Do you hear me, people? I'm going to simplify the vibe. Let me show you what I mean. If we go to templates /login page, right, we've got this form location thing going on here. Now I'm going to say first bit equals this URI segment 1, okay? And instead of having the your account thing in here, I'm going to have the first bit in here, okay? And look at that. So what does that mean? Well, it means that we can now use this form here, and it's going to submit to /submit login, but the other customer login will still be just fine, and that's going to work just fine. Now, I mentioned simplification. Let me show you what I was talking about there. You see, we have this thing, div class equals checkbox. Can you see that stuff there? And I think I'm going to do a little vibe that's something like this. I'm going to say if first bit is equivalent to your account, then we're going to do this checkbox thing here. That's the vibe, okay? Otherwise, I'm happy just to not even have it in, okay? Simplification, folks. It's simplification for the nation, and what a glorious vibe it shall be. So look, the checkbox has gone, okay? Maybe we could space it out nicer or something, but this is going to work for me, okay? Now, when this thing gets submitted, it goes to /submit login. You know what I'm going to do. Yes, that's right, Starsky. We're going to copy submit login from your account, and we're going to head on over and paste on in, okay? Now, this form validation thing is bringing in a callback here called username check. So we know where the callbacks live, right? They're always at the bottom of the script. So let's copy username check. We'll take it across and we'll save some more time. Look at how fast you have become. It is quite incredible, you know. It is quite incredible. Now, the thing is, this particular username check is doing a database query. Can you see that? And maybe if this was a real commercial website and not a tutorial, maybe I would be building a table called users or called admin users or something like that, you know. But for the purposes of speed, for the purposes of economy, I'm going to do this the quick way. Let's open up site security. Let's just be cool, okay? So let's just say function underscore check admin, I don't know, username, user, and check admin login details. There we go. And it's going to expect a username and a password, which I have a strange habit of calling p-word, okay? So it's going to check the admin login details, and I'll just say something like target username equals admin and target pass equals admin pass, or anything you want. Actually, doesn't matter. In fact, let's just make life easy. Let's just go with the old chestnut password, okay? So the vibe here is if, so we're going to check those two vibes, and the first thing is if username is equivalent to target username and p-word is equivalent to target pass, then we'll just say return true, okay? So it's basically just going to return true or false, otherwise return false, okay? So we've just saved a whole bunch of time. That's all we're doing, folks. We're just saving time, right? Anyway, that's the vibe. Thank you very much. So let's now do a little change to our username check on the Darth Vader module. Okay, so the vibe is we do not need store accounts, okay? And we can take that in. In fact, we don't need any of this stuff here. Column 2, column 1, who am I talking to? This is what I was looking for. Okay, so we've got a username and we've got a password, right? Can you handle the vibe? We've got a username, we've got a password. The username is represented by SR, the password is represented by p-word. So I'm now going to say, we'll do something like, let's just say, how about result equals this, site security, check admin login details. So the username is going to be str and the password is going to be p-word, and that's going to be true or false, okay? So I'm just going to say now, if result is equivalent to false, then form validation set message blah 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 blah. Okay, you did not enter a correct username and or password, otherwise we'll just return true. Okay, that's pretty simple, folks. That's pretty simple. Okay, so we now have a username check rocking and rolling in the free world, and if we go back to the validation, if it's true, then I'm not going to do any of this figure out user ID stuff. I'm just going to say well done for the moment. Keep things nice and simple. Otherwise, we'll do some validation errors, okay? So let's test this thing. Here we go. Everything is cool. And we had a username of admin and a password of password. And if we sign in, okay, that's okay. We can handle it. Let's just see. If we go to username check string, form validation, set message, username check, error message. Ah, you know what's happened here? We missed out the top two magical lines. Do you remember those? So let's paste them in here. Okay, that's the vibe. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much indeed. Let's do a deliberate error, right? So you did not enter a correct username and or password. I can live with that. And the password, if we sign in, well done, awesome. Now, we could make the error message look nice and all of that stuff, but I'm trying to do this reasonably quickly. I'm trying to get to the good stuff, right? If everything is cool, then I'm going to use sessions for the admin login, okay? Again, it's just a time saver. You could use cookies and all that if you want, but I'm trying to move along. This series has gone on for too long as it is, okay? So let's use sessions, but remember, if there is inactivity for about, I think the default's 10 minutes, then the session vibe is going to log you out, okay? So if you do use sessions for your admin login, just remember that if you're adding, let's say, an item or a page, it's probably a good idea to type that thing out on WordPress or something and then paste it in. We do not want somebody typing a big long article and then you hit submit and it logs them out. Can you handle the vibe? Okay, so remember how we had in you go. Remember that, right? Let's do the exact same vibe here and we'll paste in something like that. In you go, right? And we're just going to say that if the validation is true, then it's going to run in you go. But we do not need this stuff here. And we don't need this stuff here. And in fact, let's just add a session variable in, and we'll make the session something like is admin, you know, something like that. That'll do. And I'll give is admin a value of 1 and 0. You can use true and false if you want, but I have a feeling that 1 and 0 is a little bit more robust. There have been bugs when it comes to things like cookies with certain browsers, and I don't want to do anything to mess. So I'm just going to go with is admin, and it's going to be a 1 or a 0 or a null. Can you handle the vibe? And if the validation is cool, it's going to go to dashboard/home. Send the user to the private admin page. And that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it, okay? Now, we need to build a home page for the dashboard, so let's do that. It shouldn't take a moment. We're just going to go duplicate, and we're going to go dashboard. Okay, now dashboard will not have a models folder, okay? So let's delete that, okay? And in the controllers here, we're going to say dashboard, and then we're going to head up here. We're going to set this thing up, dashboard, and we can get rid of all of this stuff here. Okay, and we'll say function home, and this is where all of the action is going to be. Now, this will bear a striking resemblance, folks. Do you hear me? A striking resemblance to stuff that we've built before. Take, for example, store accounts manage. Look, do you remember this stuff here? Why don't we just use this vibe here? Worked out kind of good in the past. Maybe we can use it again. So make sure as admin, we've done all of that stuff, and the view file, I'll just say, is home. And that is the ticket, okay? Now let's build a little home thing. We're going to have an error message when we go to dashboard/home. Oh, hang on. Let's just get that right. Okay, so it's looking for a file called home, and for the moment, only for the moment, I'm just going to add in a little PHP file called home.php, and I'm going to say welcome to the admin panel. That'll do the job, okay? So if we refresh, come on, welcome to the admin panel. Okay, I suppose we could make that a headline or something, who cares? Later on we'll make it look nice, you know. Now, This is the moment that you've all been waiting for, because on all of these dashboard pages, we've been doing this vibe of site security, make sure as admin. Do you remember all of that stuff? Well, hallelujah, and here we go, because this is the day when we'll actually get this doing something meaningful. Now, you know how this all works. We're using sessions, right? Do you remember all of that stuff? Look, I've even still got the vibes up here so we can check the stuff, you know. Do you remember this? See? So if we take that and we go to site security and we're looking for make sure as admin, and here it is here, okay? And the vibe is, I'm going to paste in our previous awesome session code. And remember, folks, as a reminder, when they go in, it sets as admin to 1, okay? That's what it's doing. It's setting as admin to 1. So I'm going to say this vibe here is admin. Is admin. Is that, okay? And I'm going to say that if is admin is equivalent to 1, okay, then we return, then we return true. Otherwise, then we divert to site security not allowed, okay? So that should be kind of cool. And if we now go to some of those admin pages, well, let's say this one here, and we hit refresh, see, it says you're not allowed to be here. Now remember, we could have diverted to a nice page or something and everything would be kind of cool, and it's all fantasticola. If we go to store items, manage, another admin page, you'll see that it says you are not allowed to be here. So let's test this, right? I'm going to go to the Darth Vader thing here, DVILSF. I'm going to put the username of admin in, and we're going to put the password of password in. We're going to sign in, and look at this, it works. It's fantastic. Yes indeed, it's very awesome. And if we go to store items, manage, look, everything works a treat. See. And if we go back, that's kind of cool. Now, why don't we add a little logout thing here? We had one, I'm sure, on store accounts somewhere, did we not? I'm sure we did. But the vibe is pretty simple. Remember all of this, unset and all of that stuff. So let's do a vibe that's something like, let me just see, how about, we'll do it in here, in fact. So we'll just say function logout, and all it's going to do is it's going to unset as admin, okay? That's the vibe. It's going to unset that, and then we're going to redirect to the base URL, okay? So if we do a link to this dv blah 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 / logout, right? So let me just bring that up. Let me just chuck that in. We'll do one of these Codeigniter link things here. So anchor, and that's going to be blah 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 / logout, okay? And then we just say logout. Okay, so if we save that, now check it out, we have full access, everything is cool. But if we click log out now, I've just logged out, and if we try and go back, it's not going to let us. Do you see that? It's not going to let us. Say your T's, Dave, say your T's. And if we go to, you know, the ultimate litmus test, store items, manage, it's not going to happen, okay? So congratulations, you have now made the thing secure. I'm going to do one more thing before I sign off here, just very quickly. Let me just see, we've got admin, we've got password, oh gee, I'm sorry, password, why did I not make it pass? I'm going to make this link here go back to the dashboard, because that is going to be pretty handy, okay? So if we go into the templates folder here and find in the folder dashboard, case sensitive. Here, where on earth is it? It's in this admin thing, and here it goes here. Yep, this is the vibe. So the link that we want is going to be base URL, and then it's going to be dashboard/home. Okay, so now we can manage categories and all of that stuff like this. Homepage offers, it's all here, but we can also head to the dashboard and we can log out. Okay, so thank you very much indeed. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you on the next video.